Hi, it's Darnell with Way of Living Recipes, and today I'm going to be air frying mushrooms and Brussels sprouts simultaneously in the Ninja Foodi FlexBasket air fryer. And we'll see how that goes, and let's get cooking right now. Alright, showing you all the ingredients involved here. I've got a pound of mushrooms. These are oyster mushrooms. If you are familiar with different types of mushrooms, these are called oyster mushrooms. I've got a little less than a pound, about 13 ounces of Brussels sprouts here. And I'm going to basically be cutting the Brussels sprouts in halves, and I'm going to cut the mushrooms down to maybe like quarters, or smaller pieces than this. So it'll be cut down, maybe even smaller than quarters, but kind of like bite-sized pieces is what I'll cut them down to. And I'm going to basically oil them with some extra light olive oil, and I'm going to season them with some organic no salt seasoning that tastes pretty good on the veggies. And so I'm basically going to get things prepared. When I bring you back, I'm going to have the vegetables cut up in the two zones of the FlexBasket. Okay, so over in basket 1 I've got the Brussels sprouts. In basket 2 I've got the mushrooms. So don't remember if I said which basket I would have them in earlier, but that's where they are now. So maybe I said the wrong thing earlier, not sure. But I've got a spray bottle that I've got extra light olive oil in. I'm going to spray oil all over both sides, basically to get them covered with some oil on both sides. Just move things around a bit and try and spray some more oil all over things to get things a good coating of oil. So that should be good. Extra light olive oil, by the way, has a high smoke point, so you don't have to worry about it going rancid like extra virgin olive oil or regular non-extra virgin olive oil. So just going to take my seasoning now, sprinkle that all over the place, make sure I've got an even layer here of Brussels sprouts. Just sprinkle some over the mushrooms too. And I do want to point out, nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing given to me, and that is the case with all my videos, whether I remember to say it or not. But these are the things I like to use. So, putting things into the cooker here, and now I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to, for side 1, I'm actually going to set it to roast, even though I could set it to air fry and air fry them. I'm going to do a roast on this side at 400, and let's do 20 minutes for the Brussels sprouts, which is a little long. Probably shouldn't go that long with Brussels sprouts. I'm going to do 350 for 15. Really, you're not supposed to do more than 350 for 15 minutes for Brussels sprouts, because you remove some of the nutrients after you go further, longer. So I'm going to do 350-15, which I know is really how far you're really supposed to go for Brussels sprouts, and no more before you start taking out, like I said, some of the nutrients. So that's going to be side 1. Side 2, well, this is side 1. Guess I'll have to set that again, sorry, 350, 15 minutes. In side 2, I'm going to have air fry, and I'm going to leave it at 390, and I'm going to set that for 15 minutes too. So it's going to be 15 minutes both sides. Just one side's going to be a little hotter than the other side. Go ahead and hit start, and we'll let things run and we'll see what happens. Alright, so our cooking time is about to end, but it's got a minute cool down, so I'll just let it go ahead and do that. Alright, everything's all done, so I'm going to open up, and there we go. You can tell me what you think. I honestly feel as if the Brussels sprouts are done and they're good to go. Not going to cook those any further, but I feel like the mushrooms could use a little more time. So I'm going to close those up. I want those cooked a little further. And so over here on side 2, I'm going to leave it on air fry 390. I'm going to give those 5 minutes solo, and it'll run hotter because it's only doing one side. So I'm going to give those 5. I'll bring you back after they're done and the cool down is finished. Alright, so things went extra 5 minutes, and now tell me what you think about that. That looks better overall to me. I wanted those mushrooms a little more cooked, and the Brussels sprouts are fine. So I'm just going to get things out into these 2 bowls here. Okay, so got everything out of the baskets, and so I'm going to take some Brussels sprouts here, put those on a plate. Take some of the mushrooms here, put those on a plate, and we'll go ahead and do a taste test. Alright, so thank God for the Brussels sprouts and the mushrooms. And I'll go ahead and taste the Brussels sprout first real quick. Okay, now I'm going to taste mushroom here. Alright, so the Brussels sprouts are cooked. They've got a little crunch to them, and so they're like, I guess like the top part, you know, is a little less dense than the bottom, so the bottom has a bit more crunch than the top part of the Brussels sprout. The mushrooms are cooked through, and so everything turned out pretty well. Did need a little bit more time to get the mushrooms more to the consistency that I prefer cooked mushrooms to be. But basically you see that the cooker can do 2 sides. You got the divider, so you can do different things on each side and not disturb the other. So that's pretty nice. And so in the video description there are lots of ways to help the channel, such as my cookbook, merch membership, donations, link to the Amazon shop, buy me a coffee, lots of options there. You can also check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. Lots of recipes there, even from before I was on YouTube. So tons there. And if you haven't been to this channel before, I mean, there's over 800 different videos. There's over 70 different types of cooker reviews. There's a full review of this cooker here as well. And so lots of content here for you to enjoy. And so with all of that said, if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.